A buyback is imminent. According to analysts, Tesla would make $150 billion in operational profit if it could produce 10 million cars annually with an operating profit of $15,000 per vehicle. If investors took a 30 multiple of that, it would be 4.5 trillion in market value. You get the idea. I hope you're understanding, but if you're feeling overwhelmed by numbers, don't worry. We'll break that down in this video. Please watch through to the finish and hit like. And please subscribe so that we can continue the film for as long as possible. According to Tesla supporter Dave Lee, many Tesla investors have requested a stock buyback. It makes no sense. A stock buyback, also known as a share repurchase, in 2021 is when a business uses its funds to buy back shares of its stock from the market, raising the proportion of ownership held by each investor. Leo Kogan covertly acquired one of the most substantial stakes in Elon Musk's business, and in September of that year he disclosed via Twitter that the value of his alleged holdings had increased to $4.05 billion, $5.05 billion, and eventually over $7 billion. Elon's potential has been largely... Leo Kogan, the founder of She International and an Indonesian billionaire, has been a longtime Tesla bull who currently owns roughly 23,201,500 shares of the EV company. According to a tweet he made in mid-October, mission speculation on the repurchase started when Kogan stated that a PE ratio compression at Tesla could only be resolved by a buyback in a twofold increase in earnings. Musk's response fueled rumors that Tesla might initiate its first ever share buyback. Additionally, Leo, a Twitter user, CCLD, predicted that if Tesla repurchased $1 trillion worth of shares between 2026 and 2030, its market capitalization would soar. He has since tweeted that he hopes the company will repurchase an additional $1 trillion in shares between 2022 and 2026. The billionaire investor projected that if Tesla repurchased 1 billion of its shares between 2026 and 2030 at $1,000 each, the number of outstanding shares would drop from 3.14 billion to roughly 2.14 billion, allowing the stock price to rise from $3,000 to $5,000 per share. This information surfaced when Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, revoked his sale of almost 35.7 billion shares of Tesla stock by selling additional company shares. Leo tweeted that although it's a huge amount of money, Tesla, Elon, or both are carrying out buybacks totaling $35.7 billion because of Tesla's cash on hand. To retain strong reserves in case it needs to acquire capital through bond sales or bank loans, I am only recommending a buyback of 5 to 10 billion this year. Leo stated, I bought 523,000 shares on top of the 23 million I already had. A buyback of Tesla shares is more improbable than some may think. If Tesla produced 10 million vehicles a year at an operating profit of $30,000 per unit, the company would make $150 billion annually, according to David Lee of Tesla Stock Buyback. If investors multiplied that amount by 30, the company's value would increase to $4.5 trillion, with the majority of that money being better spent on Tesla stock. Buybacks, that Lee goes on to say that Tesla has low capital expenditure demands and that we should set aside 80 to 90% of our available funds for this purpose. Let's assume that Tesla can buy back 150 billion shares annually for the next 4 or 5 years, which equates to 600 to 750 billion, which isn't quite the 1 trillion that Leo claims. But there are a number of factors at play. For instance, if Tesla can sell 10 million vehicles a year, its operating earnings would increase by 250 billion or 1.25 trillion over the course of 4 or 5 years. With that kind of money, the company could buy back $1 trillion. Additionally, if Tesla can run pump production more quickly than most people anticipate, the humanoid robot Optimus could go on sale as early as 2028 or 2029. If Tesla were to sell 20 million humanoid robots in a single year, that would generate 400 billion in operating income from Optimus alone. Multiplying that by 4 years, you have over $1 trillion. This presumption buyback is heavily dependent on how well Tesla executes. As stated on the company's most recent quarterly earnings call, we discussed the possibility of a stock repurchase, which Tesla CEO Elon Musk brought up. The board has discussed it extensively and generally agrees that a repurchase would be beneficial, but the company is still figuring out how to put one into action. Although 2023 may prove to be a difficult year, Tesla still has the ability to carry out a buyback of $5 to $10 billion, according to Musk, but this is still subject to board review and approval. In 2019, despite the market and its team's focus on the short term, Musk stated that it was important to think long term. In another tweet, Leo described how profitable it would be for Tesla to manufacture and market its small robot taxi, stating that the company could make $200,000 annually by charging individual owners $100,000 per FSD and $20 to $40 in fees. We have been hearing about Tesla's robot taxi concept for a number of years, but it appears that we are getting close to making it a reality. Here is everything we know about the Robotaxi CEO Elon Musk's master plan. Park Duh, published in 2016. In April 2022, Musk made headlines at the opening of Tesla's new factory in Austin, Texas, by announcing that the company would be developing a specialized robot taxi vehicle that would have a futuristic appearance. At the time, the concept was promoted as regular Teslas with full FSD capability. Once Tesla achieved full self-driving capability, they would create a Tesla network taxi service that would use both Tesla's own vehicles and customer cars that would be hired out when not in use. Tesla's current strategy relies entirely on a camera system, unlike other automakers who are betting on a combination of cameras, LiDAR, and radar. During the earnings call, there was no mention of the sensor suite that the company is considering for the vehicle, or whether it would use a modified version of the company's full self-driving software to navigate its surroundings autonomously. Musk appeared assured throughout the call that their strategy would succeed later this year, and Leo believes that if Tesla is unable to carry out this plan, shareholders will benefit greatly. This encapsulates the news around the Tesla buyback. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Did you learn anything from it? Do you have any feedback or ideas for how we can improve our content? Let us know in the comments.